Get fit, get in line, or get out. That blunt ultimatum echoed through the Pentagon when Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth gathered hundreds of U.S. generals and admirals at Quantico last week. Today, we peel back the layers on this dramatic shift in military culture and ask, is it a necessary reset or a dangerous rollback? Section 1. The scene at Quantico. In what officials called a come-to-Jesus meeting, senior military leaders were summoned to hear Hegseth's 10-point plan for reasserting authority. But it wasn't a routine briefing, it was a spectacle of signaling. Hegseth lambasted fat generals and admirals failing to maintain standards. He demanded that even 4-star officers pass the same physical standards as junior troops. He declared that those unwilling to align with his reforms should do the honorable thing and resign. He also introduced stricter grooming rules, including a ban on beards, and pushed to eliminate what he views as woke policies, including DEI. Section 2. What Hegseth says and what he means. Hegseth frames his agenda as a return to martial discipline. He argues that loosened standards and identity-based approaches weakened readiness. He claims that military leaders got soft. One of his most controversial lines, the highest male standard should apply in combat roles, and if women can't meet those, so be it. To many, that's a radical reversal of recent decades of gender integration. He's also disbanded the Defense Advisory Committee on Women in the Services, DACO-WITS, which for decades has advised on women's roles in the military. He's tightened control over oversight, pushing reforms to inspector general processes, to speed complaint dismissal, monitor repeat complainants, and reduce independence. Critics say those changes weaken accountability. Section 3. Pushback from the ranks. The military community's reaction has been electric. Some view this speech as long overdue, a reassertion of meritocracy and no-nonsense discipline. Others see it as a purge in disguise. Female veterans and current service members have pushed back, saying combat roles have already been held to unified standards, and that Hegseth's rhetoric erases their achievements. Meanwhile, retired officers warn the message may deter diverse recruitment, harm morale, and politicize the military. Religious and health advocates also flag the beard ban. It can clash with religious practices, Sikh, Muslim, Jewish, and affect those with skin conditions aggravated by shaving. Section 4. Gender, standards, and the neutral but tough argument. One of the more nuanced proposals is a sex-neutral fitness test for combat roles. As of mid-2025, the U.S. Army plans to require men and women to pass identical physical benchmarks. But here lies the tension. Physiologically, average male and female performance differ. Uniform standards may lead to higher failure rates among women, shrinking female representation in combat units. When Hegseth demands the highest male standard, critics say he's ignoring those biological realities and failing to design standards based on job demands, not gender. For decades, the U.S. military operated under progressive integration, lifting combat exclusions, making adjustments for equity, investing in training supports. Hegseth's reforms threaten to roll back those advances. Section 5. Broader implications and risks. At its core, this is not just about fitness or grooming. It's about the identity and legitimacy of America's military force. First, morale and retention risk being eroded. Service members who feel targeted or unwelcome may leave or underperform. Second, the effectiveness of oversight and whistleblowing could deteriorate under reforms to IG processes. Corruption, misconduct, and abuse may go unchecked. Third, the shift signals a politicization of the armed forces. A military that enforces ideological conformity risks losing its apolitical standing. Fourth, the pushback may energize Congress, civil society organizations, and courts to challenge some of these changes, setting up friction between branches of government. Conclusion: a military at a crossroads. Secretary Hegseth's "Get fit, get in line, or get out" speech is a declaration of a new era, one shaped by discipline, symbolism, and ideological clarity. But the costs are not just political, they run deep into the fabric of military culture, gender integration, and institutional balance. Will this purge reinvigorate a war-fighting ethos or fracture the force itself? If you found this useful, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next analysis.